And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we are continuing along with the 6th episode, 33 map Megawad, Don't Fear the Demons. This is episode 6, Escape Plan. It's map 3. At the request of a YouTuber by the name of Ducky, who seemed to have been bothered by the default setting of GZDoom, which has the texture filter on, I have turned the texture filter off. So I find that the game plays a little bit more pixelated, but apparently it's not as blurry. This is what I'm told. I have always just left the default setting on for that. This is the first map I'm playing with the texture filter off, so I'm not really sure which is better. I do want to make sure that it's to the pleasure of the viewer, not necessarily to myself, so please leave a comment as to which mode you prefer, texture filter on or off. Texture filter on is the default on GZDoom, but this map is the way I had been just leaving it. Now, the game is powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform, and as always, we are playing on the ultra-violence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all three of these categories. 94 kills to be had, there is one secret, and 37 items. Well, the ammo is a little light at the beginning, and we have a Mancubus and a shotgun or two in the room, so we're going to have to get a little infighting going, I think. We're going to lure that shotgunner here, ideally. Hopefully not take too much damage, because we're going to want that shotgunner's pistol. Okay, now don't go too far out. There are still some zombie men out there. We do have our 50 bullet pistol, plus now the rifle that we picked up, the shotgun. Do not shoot the Mancubus. We want the Mancubus there to be an unwitting ally in getting through the initial area, because as soon as we open up that door, a whole horde is coming in, and we do want the Mancubus to be able to make life difficult for them, not just us. Let's go ahead. Whoop. Well, don't necessarily want to get shot in the face, but it happens. There we go. So as you can see, the Mancubus has taken the bait already. I will just go ahead and grab a little bit of health here. There we go. Come on, shoot. Well, that didn't quite work out. We do want... There we go. We do want the enemies, and there are a couple of revenants, right? So we do want the revenants. There we go, to fire upon the Mancubus. All right, well, there's one here. I'll take another shotgun. Thanks very much. Where are you, second revenant? Did it hit the Mancubus? I don't think it did. There we go. So I think now what we can afford to do is we're going to grab that Berserk Fist for the pesky Spectre. And now armed with our regular shotgun, and we've picked up a number of shotguns, we're going to finish off, ideally, the Mancubus, because the Mancubus has taken a good deal of damage. Still with our Berserk Fist, there's that pesky Spectre I had been mentioning. Okay, so that's how I clear this area with a minimum of shotgun shells used. Don't forget to pick up your armor bonuses and your armor. Now, switch to the shotgun. You have not really used it, I would imagine, at this point very much. Maybe a couple of shots. There are chain gunners in the windows up there, so we do want to take care of them. We have a few shotgun shells to spare, so why don't we go ahead? There was another one over there near the blue key. I could be mistaken. There is one, yeah. So I think, can't always get them all, but what I do is I go back to the Berserk Fist, because the next set of enemies we're going to have is basically going to be a bunch of pinkies when we open up the first secret. So let's make a run for it. Maybe some little infighting, maybe take a little fire. No? Seems like a pretty good run. Approach and duck back out here. And just use this entryway as a whole point for these pinkies. We do want to be able to avoid getting bitten. Yes, so we go ahead now. We do have the rocket launcher. We're not going to use it right away, but we do now have the chain gun, legitimately, from that chain gunner. And I think there's another chain gunner here. Now we have that chain gunner's ammo. The Baron who was approaching from the other side will likely go down the hallway area through that door, hopefully anyway. Because he'll turn there. As we come down this way, he'll be lured in that fashion. So there are a few more enemies here. As soon as we kind of break this cover here, there will be an area opening up just behind, and an enemy will teleport in, usually a a Pain Elemental. So that's what we're going to want to do. The Pain Elemental did not teleport in, so we're going to do our best to try. We do have a lot of chain gun ammo, and we have to be careful of the enemies on the other side shooting us through the peekaboo window. So let us find, there we go, whatever we need to do, basically. We have a lot of chain gun ammo. So now I think we can go ahead, and this is my whole point on this side of the map. As you can hear behind us, that's a resilient... there are a lot of enemies infighting across the way. As soon as we pass through a window, they fire, and they tend to fire on each other, which is good. So let's go around here. I think all the enemies at this point have teleported away. Sure, let's grab. There are 2 supercharges, so we have those. We could grab both, so we don't have to come back here. But basically, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we have the blue key, which is right here. And ideally, there will be some infighting, but we don't want to leave the gunners because we're going to run through there. And we don't want to be cut down by the chain gunner. So we can use some of our bullets. We have quite a few. If you played the map like I have so far, you should have, even after unloading on that Pain Elemental, a decent amount of ammo still for this. All you got to do is make sure that the gunners are gone, because you can run past pretty well all of these enemies when we get there. The gunners are a little bit more complicated, right? Oops. Well, not oops, I guess. Not a bad thing to shoot the Baron. All right, so I think now we've collected basically whatever ammo we have in here. Right, I think we got it all. So let's grab, let's just grab the other supercharge. We won't need to come back here. We did find that secret. And then we're going to race past everybody, because we have a special surprise. You can grab some ammo. Sure, there's 1 imp. Blast them. And now, a super surprise. Ah, yes, the BFG. Gorgeous. All right, let's introduce ourselves. Say hello to my little friend. There we go. Maybe a couple of shots from the BFG, I think would be fair. And we do have, I think, just the Catgo left. And we have some enemies down below, but that should be it. I just want to make sure that no enemies went out through this door. Doesn't appear that they have. All right, well, you can always collect all these bullets and chain guns and shotgun ammo if you want. This room, just so you understand, has a couple of stim packs and a rifle in case you're really low on ammo. Otherwise, this is the last area. We haven't really used our rocket launcher, so why don't we go ahead? We got a few with that secret, and let's just go finish off the last enemy, which is an imp in the exit room. And that should be that. Well, let's just have a quick count. Yes, all 98 kills. The 1 secret, all 37 items. You know what that means. Whoops. Yes, indeed. We are done. And that was Don't Escape the Demon, or Don't Fear the Demon, I guess. Escape Plan, Map 3 of Episode 6. It's a fun map. I think the beginning's the toughest part, really, where you really have to negotiate around the Mancubus to get them to infight, because you're not starting with a lot of ammo. I mean, if you're really brave, there is a Berserk pack in the room. You want to punch out the Mancubus, be my guest. That's just not my preferred way of doing it. And I think once you're upstairs, you're pretty well, you get the chain gun, and I think you're well on your way to success. Anyway, I hope you agree. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. If you did, yeah, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss any further videos that I upload. And also, please let me know in the comments, did you prefer the way I recorded this video with the texture filter off? As you know, I always record it at the default setting for GZDoom, which is texture filter on, and a YouTuber with the name of Ducky has asked me to turn it off. I would like to know, honestly, how you viewers actually do like to look at it. Textures off or textures on, let me know. Anyway, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.